Hello, this is Sean from Time and Talk, and well, today I'm going to make a video about my collection. I was actually thinking about changing the kind of focus of the channel. Well, not changing the focus of the channel as such. Like, I'll still post about watches, and I'll still post about the things that I like. It's not only watches, it's clothes and shoes, and various other things. But I might be less concerned about and worried about, like, people won't like the video so I won't post it or whatever, and it doesn't tie in with the niche that I've found, so I won't post it. I might make it, this is more my channel for me, and if people like the videos, great. If they don't, so be it. Like a kind of biography, I guess. I might even change the name of the channel. That's why I laughed, before. It's things like, because obviously when you've got a channel niche, you want to stick to it because that's why people are subscribed. But then again, it kind of makes me feel a little bit like I'm not being true to myself because I'm feeling like I can't post certain things. So yeah, because I've got lots of interests outside of watches and things, and particularly music, and posting more about that, and I write my own music and stuff, and it'd be good to, because the channel's monetized, it'd be good to make, even if it was a penny from music, I could I could say I'd made some money from music. That'd be really, really nice for me. So yeah, just go through my collection. Just so you know as well, a few of these are for sale on Vinted. I'm not really bothered if people want to buy them because I'm happy to keep them, but if they go to a good home, that's good. So here it is, the watch box. I've got a couple here. Obviously those are for sale on Vinted because I'm not even putting them in the watch box. So I'll just go through them. I'll tell you why I like them, and I might go through a little bit what I want in the future and what I might buy. I did have some ideas for this summer, but I'm not really that sure anymore, because one thing I do feel is that, like, if you've got a very expensive item, it's just sitting in a box, it's kind of no point in having it. But having said that, it comes the issue with how you scratch the itch when you kind of get bored of the one you've got. Maybe that shouldn't happen, and maybe it shouldn't be about consumption, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Anyway, so I'll just make a start. So this is a Swatch. I'm a big fan of Swatch. I wouldn't call myself a Swatch collector really, because I think if you're a collector, you keep them pristine, and you want to buy everything, don't you? So even if, for example, if you wanted to buy Swatch art watches, you buy everyone. I'm not really like that. I want to try different ones, and I always wear them. So even if it was valuable, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from wearing it. This is Matisse, and it's from the Tate range. I like Matisse as an artist. I like the watch. As I've mentioned before, I don't like the 41mm Nugent swatches. I just think the 34mm looks better on me. I think it's a more kind of stylish size for me. And whenever I buy a 41mm, because I do still buy them occasionally, I just feel it looks like a dish plate on my wrist, but this doesn't. It looks nice. I kind of like swatches that are like colourful and nice, but colourful and interesting, but also not too zany. And I guess it kind of helps with the size for it to be like that. So currently, I don't own any of the Nugents, and I've got a couple of chronographs that are 36mm, but they're still quite small by modern standards. This one, I'm not gonna even bother going through the names of them, to be honest. I mean, you can find this. It's still in the current lineup. This one, as is the previous one. I really like this one because it's a bit of a bold color, but also the strap is kind of rubber, and whereas this one's a bit more plastic, the plastic style straps. This one's rubber, and it's still got the vestiges of dust and sun cream from holiday and stuff. And I just think it's really comfortable, but it's really cool. It's really practical. in the sense of what it's got a date and a day, and I love Swatch, the company. And I think the thing with Swatch though that's difficult is that, and this is not true, but it also is, once you've seen one, you've seen them all. So, unless you've got kind of crazy ones and really valuable ones, to a certain extent, they all kind of wear the same on your wrist. I mean, that's a daft thing to say, but what I'm trying to say is that, is there any point in having hundreds of them when you've got a few interesting ones? This is Timex Iron Man. It's a Japanese only one that basically came up on my Instagram feed, and I thought, well, that's cool, so I bought that just direct from Japan, and it was already for sale on eBay and places like that for like above the retail, but this was £72. I think this is actually on Vinted. It's a cool watch. I mean, I don't really wear it. I wear it occasionally when I'm like doing exercise and things, but it's just cool. But I just don't really wear it that much. I've just got to be honest. So yeah, if you want that, you can check out my Vinted, and it's for sale. Then this one, what is it called? This watch, it's called Saint Germain. As in Boulevard Saint-Germain in Paris. I think that's the boulevard, isn't it? It's in Paris, Saint-Germain as well. French writing around the dial, French on the hands. The original strap broke, so it's got just a plain black strap on it. I like French stuff, and I bought this because it's got French on the dial, and it's cool. Je te veux, I want you, with all kind of different words around the dial. It's cool, understated, but a bit of something like a hidden meaning, I guess. It's not really a conversation piece because it's not that interesting at first glance. This watch, is it called Grand Prix? It's one of the initial Swatch chronographs from the first release, I think. And I found this on, I think it was Vinted, and it's got the original strap and stuff. And it's really, really good condition. It's like 31 years old. It's cool. I really like this one, and I've got two of those chronographs. The other one I don't wear. That's for sale as well on Vinted. This one's a bit more colourful, a bit more bold, but it's just cool. Then a couple on the same cushion. Swatch Clear, one of my favourite swatches, originally called the Jellyfish, and it's just cool to wear, and I like the kind of irony of it. And you could wear this with a suit, and it kind of makes a statement, a playful statement, I think, anyway. Tissot, I think it's Automatic 3 or something like that, the watch is called, which is a crap name, but ETA movement, date, bracelet, really solid, kind of nice watch, and it's just cool. 39mm, and it really suits me, and I bought it before I knew a lot about watches, but I made a good choice really, because it's a good solid Swiss made watch for £400 it was at the time. I think you'd probably get it for cheaper. They're always on sale from a good brand, so yeah. Swatch Don't Be Too Late, it's a reissue of it. I think it was from 2002. Again, cool watch, black but with a bit of playful colour. This is I don't want to say important, but it's a kind of well-known Swatch from the 80s. This one, I can't remember the name, but it's got obviously different languages around the dial, and the day is in different languages as well. And I like languages, as I said, French mainly, but yeah, I just think it's good. I like clear swatches as well, so this is a different example. Before I go for it, my two favourite watches and ones that I wear the most, these are the ones that are in the packages on Vinted. These are on Vinted. Swatch JFK Chrono. It's currently not running, it just needs a battery. Again, cool. It's like 34 years old, and it's a plastic watch, and it really doesn't look it. Then the mood of the day, with the little, it's the date window, but obviously a different mood. So this is hot. I'm feeling hot. I'm not sure whether that's one way or the other. And this is sex tease. This one's called. This is Kama Sutra motif on the strap and dial. Allegedly, this was banned in various countries, but it's X-rated. You can see why. But this is cool. But I mean, yeah. Again, this is on Vinted. The strap is not wearable because it's one of the older swatches, but I just changed it out for another and wore it for a time. And then the Cartier tank must. Part of me was considering selling this because it's a quartz, which does kind of bother me a little bit, in the sense that one of the things that I'm looking for in a watch and in life and in fashion and things like that is kind of authenticity. And I do feel that the one thing lacking in terms of the authenticity is that it's run by battery. I just prefer mechanical watches. By definition, I just think they're more interesting and more authentic, if you like. And this is 3,000 quid for a quartz watch is kind of insane. So I was thinking about like trading this for something else, but then I wouldn't get kind of what I was looking for, if you like. You could buy a vintage kind of gold watch, but I don't really want my only kind of watch like this to be vintage. And I couldn't get anywhere near a mechanical dress Cartier for the amount of money that I would get for this. And then I thought about getting a Santos Galbé, but that's not really a dress watch, it's more of a sports watch, so it wouldn't replace the position this fills, if you like. So I don't know really. I'm probably going to keep it and then see what the future holds in terms of buying a dress watch. And then the Rolex Explorer 114270. Again, I've considered selling this, and I think to a certain extent it's like cold feet, isn't it? It's like, this watch is like, it's a perfect watch. It's very, very practical as a watch. It's water resistant to 100 meters, so you never have to take it off. You never have to worry about it. It's only the time. It's a time only watch, so you don't have to worry about setting the date and things like that when you let it run dry. It's really accurate. The lume is good. It's a good size, so you can wear it for any occasion. But it's just not that interesting in terms of, I think my style would lean more towards kind of like a Cartier or something like that in terms of my style. But you just cannot deny this watch is a perfect watch. But there are way more interesting watches in the world. So I do want to keep this because I don't think I'd ever be able to afford a Rolex again if I got rid of it. Rolex are not really the thing that interests me about watches. I much prefer like brands like Cartier, even brands like Swatch, because of the style of them. It kind of more fits my aesthetic, I think. Like for example, if I had the money, I would love a solid gold Cartier Panthère, because they're just beautiful watches, but the style of it. But I'm never going to be able to afford one, so I don't need to worry. So the Galbé kind of would fill that function, but the Galbé is a sports watch, so it would essentially be a repeat of this, even though they're very different watches. Anyway, yeah. So that's my collection. It's maybe not that interesting, but I think it's a good collection, and I like the watches in it, obviously. If there are any that you feel like you would like to buy from vintage, just hit me up in the comments. And yeah, suggest what you think about the watches and what you think I should get, and if you've got any suggestions in terms of gold dress watches around the price of the Cartier Tank Must, that'd be interesting to know as well, because I don't know if there's that many out there. Anyway, thanks very much. Bye bye.